What's up? I forgot about this thing. Doing this first as an introduction before I launch the show and then launch the show. So I'm back. I'm back to doing it again. This is CQ Rights. I am hosting the Be Your Own Hero show. And hero is an acronym. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. Shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and opportunity to be here and be be I want to say I was trying to look for a different word than trying and experiencing me having been a man who had a stroke recently and trying to do this. I said it, and being a man who has done this, who's been doing the show post post stroke. I was trying to get the word trying out of there. All right. Yes. Okay. So, so I am here doing this show as a part of my post stroke resume, and I'm experimenting with what that means for you and for me. So, shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and opportunity to be here and talk about it. And I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a fitness advisor. So, take what I say with a grain of salt, and let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's go. All right. See you in a bit. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm trying to figure out if you guys could hear me when I was doing the intro because I realized after I went from the intro to playing the music that I couldn't hear myself. So let me know if you can hear me. Let me, drop it in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me, so I'll make sure I get all the levels right. So anyway, just to give you a little bit of time to let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I got an experiment. This this is coffee, right? It's coffee, but it's made with I don't even know what with honey. I think. See, because what happened was Fee King came in here talking about we're going no sugar. I was like, what? No sugar? No sugar? Oh no. so so that kind of scared me a bit. So anyway, this is about to be coffee with no sugar. So here we go. Wish me luck. All right. It's all right. It's all right. I won't. Yeah, I'll survive. I'll survive. It's not quite what I'm used to. Not quite sure what I'm used to. I'm more used to a little more sweetness, a little more sweetness. But what have you? All right. Thank you, Linda, for letting me know that you heard me fine. Thank you for checking in from the great state of Colorado and checking it out. I'm keep looking this way because B King is doing her morning show. She's training a client, but I feel like she's gotten much softer. So maybe she's moved, but she was teaching you teaching you how to do stuff, and I was hoping you'd get a little bit of that while listening to the background from my show. See, you hear that? You hear that? She's talking about something. She's talking about something. She's talking about just stretching. Anyway, so all right, so let's get on with something. Let's get on with something. Let's go with something. I'm all distracted today. All right, so let's start with the dice. Let me see if there's anything I want to say before I start with the dice. Everyone reads optimism, motivational speaker. I am flexing my muscles, according to my mom, to be thinking about topics that I would be. hmm, who are the, so what the topic would be as as I reach towards a motivational speaker, and the one that really shocks. Well, I guess that it doesn't shock me because it's familiar to me now. But I've got to talk to people about how to gather yourself. Gather yourself. You got to gather up all of yourself and push forward through whatever thing has come to hurt you, who has come to take you off. See, in my mind, it's a stroke for me, but for you, it could be something of anything. It could be any kind of thing that stops you from moving forward, and and gathering your strength up to push past that thing is is a thing. Like it's a actual thing that I'm doing every day, and I can speak fluently about that. So that's topic number one. That's going to be number one for a while. All right. Anyway, now let's get to the dice. We're gonna get to dice. Let's go. Let's go. Look at the dice. Ah, ah, ah. One, one. Hmm. All right. So I'm hesitating because I'm thinking about what I just decided to do in terms of my number one. Okay. So what I decided to do was split the money in half. So I hadn't thought about it in terms of one. So I'm just going to double it. I'm just going to give a dollar here and a dollar here. I'm going to give it a dollar twice. So I'm going to make that $2. Okay. So this is what happened. This is what happened. All right. I told you all about the prize patrol. Oh, let me get that up on my phone. The prize patrol, right? And prize pool. Prize pool. All right. So you can't really quite see it, but it's here. And you notice, okay, here we go, prize pool. You notice it's got zeros. It's got zeros. That's because it takes a while for things to take well for things to take their time when they're traveling through the banks. And this is my first time, so maybe it takes a little longer the first time. But I talked about it yesterday quite a bit, and what happened was a few things happened to me this weekend that I was trying to coordinate. And what I did was, let me see, where do I want to take you first? Let me tell you where I went with prize pool. So prize pool. In case I'm saying it too fast, prize pool. I put online on Facebook. It's on my Facebook page. Now you're going to get a kick out of this. It's on my Facebook page, but it's not my usual Facebook page. It's not the one I mentioned yesterday. It's on my Help Sekou Win a Guinness World Record Facebook page. Why is it on the Pinch page? I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't find my regular Sekou Writes Facebook page. I don't know. I was trying to get it up and I couldn't get it up. I got it up on that page, but I kind of like it though. I kind of like it because since I since I made the campaign to win the Guinness World Records, there hasn't been much going on that page, and so it's nice to have something going on there, right? So yeah, just go to Sekou wants to say, oh wait a minute, just type in Sekou Guinness World Records, Sekou Guinness World Records, and everything you'll see about me trying to win a Guinness World Record is there. But also you'll see this new stuff about money. So you can go there and you can click on the link and join me in working out with prize pool. The prize pool. So just a reminder, this appears to be money that gives you money for being patient. That's the best way I can see so far. You put your money in, just like any other bank account. The longer you put your money in, the more chances you have to win extra money. So it operates as a regular bank account, except that it gives you more money. I mentioned yesterday I found this guy who got an extra $100 just because he had the account there. So an extra $100, like that's, I mean, when you do that in terms of percentages, I mean, who knows what kind of percentage that is? That might be like 10%, just for having your money sit there. So I got my money sitting there and I posted the information for prize pool over on my Facebook page for Sekou wants to win against world record. Okay, now that I said that, the one is something I discovered yesterday because I went and I checked out my Acorn account. Now my Acorn account, you've heard me you've heard me mention the Acorn account here before. And I feel like in my aphasia, aphasia, let me see if I got the name right. Yes, aphasia. Aphasia is a language disorder that affects a person's ability to communicate, happens frequently around people who've had a stroke. Anyway, I think when I've had part of my aphasia has had me talk about the Acorns account, but not as full as I may have. Well, anyway, I'm just about to talk about it. I'm just saying maybe I'll talk about it before. That's what I'm saying. So what I've discovered is, or what I discovered yesterday, is that is that I opened my Acorns account yesterday for the first time in a long time because it's something that I forget about. And this is important. This is important. This is super important. Once you set it up, once you set it up to take your money away and put it away in like a an Acorns account, you will forget. You will forget that it's being taken away. I know it doesn't seem like it because it didn't seem like it's me. I'll be like, I need that $5. I need that extra money. But once you have it set aside, you're just looking at what's left in your account. You don't think about the money that got transferred away. So I just looked for the first time in a long time yesterday. You know how much I got? I got my emergency fund. I got my emergency fund. I got my emergency fund. There we go. I got the enunciation right correctly that time. So the emergency plan is what is proposed to us by Anthony O'Neill and by David Ramsey. And this is just having $1,000 set up for yourself somewhere accessible so that you can use in case of emergency, breaking case of emergency. So I got $1,020 just there, just there. And that's been because I haven't seen the money go. Haven't seen the money go. I set it up for I mentioned that 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 the what's it called, the way that you fund your account via Acorns, the way it's supposed to work is it's supposed to charge up. So the example I've been using is if you spend $1.99 for something, it will round up $1 and it'll take that one penny and invest it. Right. I also said that it hasn't been working. It hasn't been working for me in terms of my bank. Well, guess what? It's been working. Like, I don't know when that happened. Not according to anything I knew, but last night I was like, wait a minute, how am I over $1,000? So I went and I looked, and yeah, so I am now giving X amount. I'm doing what I just said. What I just said. So it's happening for my account too. So I'm with my bank is with Capital One. So if any of you are with Capital One, you can feel free to try it. To try it because it's working. And that amount has grown and grown and grown, and also the amount that I set aside to dump into the account has grown and grown and grown a little bit per month. So much so that I got my emergency fund, and that's great. That's great. So now that I got that, now I got to decide what I'm doing with my prize pool money. Because as you know, I am going to utilize my dice roll challenge money from here and go my into this account, whatever it's going to be. So I think what's going to be for me is, well, let me not say it. Let me not say it. But what my point is, this is working. That's my biggest point possible. This is my biggest point possible because I set it aside that I would have money, and then I forgot about it. I forgot about acorns. I set it up, and then I forgot about it. I got busy with life and etc. And it just so happened that now I've got a fund, and so I'm going to keep that going, mind you. I'm going to keep that going a little bit, $5 per month, and those to change things that I talked about will add to that account, and that account is funded. That's my emergency account, and now I'm going to move over towards my investing account, very small, and my account for for um what's that word I'm thinking of? Debt. Debt. My function via debt. Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to say. In the beginning of this process, I wanted to explain that. All right. Now, now that I said that, what I mean about the $1 is I wanted to do the $1 via one for for acorns and one for prize pool. But I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet. I'm not sure, but I am going to divide this one by one. I'm gonna add one and put $2 away. Okay, I don't know. I feel like that got confusing, but regardless, regardless, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm just very excited that my my treasury, my emergency fund is funded, and now I get to move on to the next thing. Okay, so let's see where are we going from here. Oh, let's talk about what happened over the weekend. Let's talk about what happened over the weekend. Okay, so let me get a sip of my coffee. Okay. Hey, Simone, thanks for sending me the cup of coffee. I appreciate you. And thanks to Fee King for me recommending acorns because acorns has been the truth. It's been the truth because, wow, it happened for me in this hidden way. So just try it. You'll like it. Okay, so let's talk about the rest of what happened this weekend. So over the weekend, I tried a few things. I put my $4 in, and what I discovered was once you put the money in, it causes you to be on your account. So for those of you who are like me, who access their account through their phone, you may not look at your phone that much. But when you do get prompted to look at your phone, that your chances of looking at things a little bit longer are increased. So I looked, I transferred the $4, and then I was in there, and I was like, let me look around a little bit. And that's the thing, like the more you transfer money, the more you have the idea of checking your money. It just happens automatically, right? So anyway, I went online and I was looking at my bank balance, and I saw that my credit score number was lower than I expected to be. And I was like, what? because my credit score rating was decent. It was barely decent, barely decent. But I did some things to raise it recently. So I was like, why is it lower than what it was when I did those things? So let me remind you what I did. What I did was I utilized some of my debt. I utilized some of my debts. Leave that out there for a minute. I utilized some of my debt. So what happened was my credit cards are listed on my my basically my basically where I would see the checking and savings and all that. There lies my okay. All right, let me try it again. All right. So basically those things that are all in one list. So checkings, savings, credit card, like that, right? So therefore, they're they're more present. Now I put something on each of the credit cards on purpose, on purpose, on purpose, because everything that I've been reading have been talking about the fact that you must utilize your credit because when you don't, the credit card companies count it against you. And I say, oh, I don't want that. I want them to count it for me. So I bought a little something. I made sure to make certain that each of the purchases were less than 30%, because the experts say that that's the limit, 30%. So I kept one at about 4% and one at about 26%. But when I went into my numbers this weekend and I looked up why my credit was falling, it was because of these credit cards. And I was like, how? How? I'm doing what you told me to do. Wow, how? I got into something. I got into something. So I went down the rabbit hole. I got into a bunch of videos. I watched a bunch of videos. And the first time I heard it, I was like, nah, it can't be. That can't be. Then the second time I heard it, I was like, the third time I heard it, I was like, right? Because it's the difference between knowing a little bit of something and knowing something well. So I want to tie this up. Tie this up. So it is true that you actually have to manipulate your credit. This is true, but it's how. It's how you manipulate your credit that's important. So you must you must I'm trying to figure out how to get it nice and sweet for you guys, make it easier for me to understand. But you've got to um, manipulate the credit on your account, but you should keep it less than 10%. Less than 10%. Yes, less than 30% will get you there, but really you want it to be less than 10%. Less than 10%. So this is really a strategy. Like you're not using it for anything that you actually need. This is truly a strategy. You want to buy something for less than 10% on your credit cards, right? Do the math first. Buy something for less than 10%. And and you have to wait. You have to wait until that credit shows up on your credit report, because it doesn't always show up immediately. You've got to wait. You've got to wait. You've got to wait for it to show up on your credit card, right? Right? Once it's shown up, after it's shown up, after it's shown by all the credit reporting agencies that are calculating, then you pay off 10%. Pay it off. Pay it off. What? Pay it off. So this is what you do. I'm gonna say it one more time. With credit, what you want to do is buy 10% or less. wait for that 10% to register to the credit card companies, and then pay it off. The next time after you've got it tracking to all the credit reporting companies, then you pay it off completely. Because after that, after you've gotten the initial acknowledgement on your card, then you're paying interest. You're paying a lot of interest. I mean, some more than others, but you're still paying interest to hold whatever it is. So in my case, I've been holding on to these things and I'm paying interest on them. And I've had that conversation with myself, like, wow, this interest is really high. And I've adjusted my minimum payment so it will be higher than what I had to pay for interest. But still, but still, it will be much nicer to pay them off. To pay them off. So anyway, I'm gonna pay them off. I'm gonna pay them off. I'm gonna figure out how to do it and how to win, but I'm going to pay them off. Well, actually, I'm gonna pay them down. Ooh, down to 20. No, I'm gonna pay them off. I'm paying them off. So I'm getting all in my head. No, I'm just gonna pay them off. I'm gonna pay them off. So I hope what I just described helped some of you because immediately I was shocked. I was shocked because I've heard so much manipulate your credit, have something, have less than 30% on your credit card, less than 30% will keep you in the right with your credit card company, all that stuff. It's true, but you gotta pay it off. And then put something else back on there and then pay it off. Put something else back on there, pay it off, and keep it just below 10%. All right. Okay, so I'm telling you, this was a real one for me. So I hope it was a real one for someone else out there. I hope someone else can relate to it. 'Cause I was like, what? What? I was like, caught me up. Caught me up. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got in the chat. All right, Linda, you are expanding your positive attitude about the active presence of money in your life. Ah, Shay, that's a great poem. A great prayer. That's a great prayer. You are expanding your positive attitude about the active presence of money in your life. Ashe. Ashe. And let's see. And Gladys is saying, good morning, late but present. Great credit card impression. Yeah, Gladys. Yeah. I was like, what? How many years I've been playing around with credit cards? And I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So if you got a credit card now, the first thing to do, let's just do real quick steps. First thing to do is you got to get your credit card down 30%. Holistically, 30% across the board, each of them, 30%, right? That's their first step. Then you got to get them down to 10%. Then you got to get them paid off. Paid off. Paid off. And then next time you use them, you do your math first. Do your math first and charge it less than 10%. Leave it on there for one billing cycle and then pay it off. That's for real. That's for real. That got me. That got me. I'm glad someone else could relate because that got me. All right. All right. P. King says, I'm on fire. I'm on fire this morning. All right. So that's what I got for today. And I will see you again mañana. I still got a few more things that we're talking about that happened over the weekend. So yeah, we can be talking about that. Keep doing, be a hero, be your own hero. Remember that now is better than perfect. And hey, this is a guy who's working through having a stroke. And I hope you enjoy it. All right. I'll see you later.